Hey everybody, this is Joe, Joe's Premium Firewood, coming to you live on Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. I'm out here in my bay number 1. Bay number 2 is over there on the side of the barn. And I'm about ready to split a lot of this wet ash or cherry that's here. I think some of them are more than wet. I think they're waterlogged. They were laying on the ground. They just suck up the water. So I can't really sell it right away, split it and give it to the customers. So I'm going to split it and stack it right here, make a wall like I got over there. So once it's up to about the size of that wall, then we'll probably call it. My brother wanted to use the trailer, and this wood has been sitting in there for about 3 weeks. He wanted to use the trailer to deliver some of his wood, Rogala. And so I said, you dump it in here and it'll stay nice and warm. But somebody named Rogala sent me crap weather again last night. Roads are slick, it's chilly, it's mist, and it's just crap weather coming from Indiana. And I'm sick of it, but I guess the rest of the week is supposed to be pretty nice. But it'll be nice working in here where it's nice and cozy and dry. And I'll just stack it right there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead. It sounds like, I guess the king needs to use the trailer today, so he's getting ready to back his vehicles out and hook up. He's going to take some scrap metal in. So that's what he's doing. I don't know what Mike's doing. I think I might go down and visit Mike and check and help him out, cut a load down at Eric's, Outdoors with Eric's. But I have to find out when Mike's going there next. There we go. That looks pretty good. You guys can see the action there. So I'm going to fire this up and get to splitting. Hopefully this sounds good when I walk away from you. Never know what it's going to do. My magnet heater stuck on the wall back there. Hasn't been cold like it has been, so I haven't been using it. Don't really need it. These rounds that are down here right now, Mike got them from the neighbors when he came and cut for me on Sunday. And this is what didn't go in my truck. A couple of them look like they need to be split that are on the bottom. I'm not going to dig them out. But 2 on the top I'm going to split. That should have been split, Mike. This one too. So that's a little bit too big, as you can see, but one hit, it'll be good. Put my headphones on, kind of loud in here. Boy, those old lions blew the game, didn't they, Rogala? But you know what? You live by the sword and you die by the sword. Everybody wants to blame the coach, Campbell, for going for the 4th down, but that's about maybe 10th on the list for the reasons they lost. Number 1 reason was those drop passes by what's his name, number 8, Reynolds. You catch those passes, it's a different outcome. And then that miracle catch that San Francisco guy did off his helmet, off the Lion's face mask. That was some lucky crap. Almost could hit this one again. Don't really like stacking wood here, but I'm gonna need a wall there anyway. And I think that, you know, this, like I say, this stuff's pretty wet. I wouldn't want to split it and take it right to a customer. You need to find standing ones, and those are they're drier than laying on the ground because they just, like I say, suck up the moisture like a sponge. Yeah. Need to get that one out from under my feet so I don't fall. But this is way heavier than it should be, which means it's waterlogged. You know, there's wet, there's waterlogged, and then there's green. I would call this one waterlogged. And it would need some time to dry out before somebody burned it. I'm letting them fall into that wheelbarrow, then I go over there and I'll just stack them on the rack. I think I just went to the store, it's like 34 degrees. No, Thursday morning I gotta get a haircut. I haven't had one since like Halloween, the end of October. Well, I got to do that Thursday morning. So I don't know what day I'm going to go see Mike. But I'd like to get in the Eric's woods with him and make a video of him dropping some trees. Go live if I got a good enough signal. Let's get this one I've been tripping over. Ah, heavy. This is a nice tree he found though. Nice and straight, hardly any branches on it, no knots. But it must have been laying on the ground to be this heavy. Sound coming through okay? Or do I have to be looking at the camera for you guys to hear me? I don't know if you can hear me when I'm stacking. I'll try to just talk when I'm facing the camera. Phil likes to cut them short. I got after him for cutting them long so many times. Now he's a little bit on the other what's that, pendulum or whatever. Now he averages about 13, 14 inches, which is in the acceptable range of 12 to 18. Brad watching, Brad McGurk. Curious to see how fellowship went. Fellowship at the furnace. Ugh. This was a little longer. Probably close, at least 15 inches. That's why it's key for people to order early, so you can get the dry stuff, get it to your house and start drying it, because you never know how we're going to find it in the woods. And a lot of them are on the ground already. But I do let the people know what they're getting. The stuff that that's recently been cut and split should be ready to burn, but it might be a little wet. I know Brad won't do it. It is better when it sits for a while. This is my only source of income, or my main source of income. So I just let the people know what they're going to get. Take it or leave it. That's what you get for ordering this time of year. I don't say, oh, it's sat for 8 months or it's been split for a year. Honesty is the best policy, and let them make their own decision. Probably took my brother an hour to dig these out of the trailer when they're all frozen together. You excited to see Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl? I wonder if she'll come down at halftime and do a song with Usher. I had to put a shim there, it's kind of leaning. Don't want to go too far the other way though. A piece of cherry. There's a big double barrel down there I'm kind of dreading trying to pick up. Now that Bay 2's opened up, it's going to sell so much wood. I'm parking the quad in there. Might just leave the splitter in here for now. And then when it's not hooked up, you know, I can use the trailer, go over to the new neighbors, and cut his wood. He said I can cut anything I want out there that's down. Usually don't like these walls going over about 5 foot. I think that one's right about 4. That one's at about 4 foot right now. I'll go about as high as that, and then I'm going to call it. This was definitely waterlogged. You see it's got that yellow tint on the inside. I don't want to pack them too tight. I want to have airflow through them to help the drying. Now they're about 13 inch or 13 and a half. Well, time for a union break there, Billy Otis. Work the union break. You know, by the end of summer, I hope to have this whole area filled up. 2 walls all the way to the top, and then a wall out here filled up. But it all depends on how sales go. It's hard to keep paying Mike to work if I'm not selling anything, which is coming up soon. Usually March and April are my worst months. Oh man, there's that big one. I gotta do a couple other ones, then I'm gonna try to lift that big one. Maybe I should get the king to lift it up there for me. Cash is cash. But I gotta spend cash to get it. Paid him $100 for this load. Probably can get close to 200 out of it. It was a little light, but I'll let it go. Sometimes I take heavy loads from him. $100. I'm not gonna cry over $10. I'm coming up to the ones that were covered in ice, snow on top. That's some elm. This is the one. Double barrel. See what I'm talking about? Double barrel. Don't really want to set it on the ground again. Set it right there. I need the space. I gotta go back onto that side and get it. See how many we got watching. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. Oh, got 200 stars. Appreciate it. Here comes some thumbs up. Somebody listened. Ugh. Yeah, we'll give this one to Mom. She hasn't got any pieces yet. Cherry! Cherry! And go back on the other side. You watch it, Craig Wilson? I think Craig Wilson's a Swiftie. He's going to be rooting for Kansas City. Now, wheelbarrow works as a catch for them good pieces. Works pretty good. I don't have to keep stopping and moving them out of my way. Just let them fall in there and then stack them. Then I open my mouth and they start falling out. Did I curse myself? 3 pieces fell out. You watching Joe Otten? How about Norma Otten? You watching that, Norma? How about, what's his name, Ron Bigelow? Another one fell out. Probably move the wheelbarrow back some. But like I say, I'm going to stop when I get the pile as high as that one, that stack. Get the rest of the double barrel. Got some for my hits it and then it shifts from where I got started at. So I want it to split. There, a little bit better. Now the ones that are wet, you can let them sit by the stove or the fireplace for a couple days. It'll be ready to go. The waterlogged ones might take a little more time. I'm just going to send out 2 big ones because I kind of cut at an angle. That's why it keeps shifting when it hits the plate. This one's waterlogged. It's got ice frozen onto it too. Oh, I was gonna think that was waterlogged, but not as heavy as I thought it was gonna be. Now I could go higher on these stacks, higher than 5 feet, if I got a bunch of wood in there that's holding it, that's pushing up against it, but usually 5 foot's my limit, even though these are like about 7 feet apart, the posts. Don't want to lose that big one. Come over on the other side, split it, and then I'll pick up them pieces that fell. So make sure you give me a thumbs up. And I'll move that wheelbarrow back. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs up. Doing your job. Getting there. Move this back some so they don't fall out of there, because that's the side they go through. I don't know. I think you guys like this angle, so I'm not going to change it. Thought about putting it in front, but now the wall's blocking. Plus, I think it sounds better when I look at you. Oh, this was waterlogged. And all the water in it, when it gets cold, freezes. Well, it really can't dry unless it's in the, room temperature. Should have had Gabe come here and help me. My new employee, Gabe. Should have him come help. He's a full ox. He could lift these up, no problem. Yeah, I'd much rather stack like this instead of having them fall on the ground and have to bend all the way over to pick them up. Looked like 34 was watching. That's pretty good for Tuesday. Gloves are working pretty good today. My fingers aren't, you haven't seen me stick them over by the exhaust to keep them warm, keep my fingers warm. though I'm inside here, there's plenty of ventilation, so I don't have to worry about the exhaust fumes from the motor. This one might do it, maybe one more. Now I would split this into my truck if I would load a bunch from bay number 2 that's dry in the front of my truck, and then put this on the back. And then just make sure that this stuff's buried at the customers. They can burn the dry stuff first. When they get to this, it'll be ready. The onion brake. That's almost gone. I got one more full one in my refrigerator. Hope your retired people are happy watching this. That's what Regala says. Regala looks for a live stream every day. Regala, you need to start sending me some better weather then. Couple more. One good thing about the big ones, I can split, a whole table full, then come over here and stack on, do these small ones, split, and then walk and stack, split, walk and stack. Pieces of cherry frozen together. Like I said, I don't want to go too high because then this becomes unstable until I get this filled with wood in here. right now, if I get dry wood and I'm building up inventory, I'm going to put it in bay 2. This stuff's wet, so I'll probably save it till the summer or whenever, next fall, before I sell it. Somebody burns it. Yeah, if I was going to split into my truck, I'd move the splitter right there, then back the truck in here, and just split in that way. Which that's what I might do with the rest of this. But I have these 2 walls built. But I will make sure there's a lot of dry wood in the front of my truck before I do something like that. I think we're good. No sense of leaving that plugged in when it's not going to be that cold for a while. So, if you're just joining us, splitting that wet stuff I bought from Phil. These rounds right here Mike got from the neighbors when he filled up my truck. Let's see what we got out here. Looks like it's leaning in a little bit. I might have to straighten it out. But now I got 2 walls built out here. And I never got the second wall built out here. See, there's where we're keeping the quad. I told Mike if he wanted to bring me some semi-season oak, we can start stacking the perimeter. You can see how that back wall's stacked. That's how I usually do it. As long as I keep parking the quad in here. And there is my dry stuff. That's all I got left of the dry stuff, and that you can see a bunch of the oak's gone now. So I put that in the front, and then I'd mix this wet stuff in at the back and just make sure it was kept separate. Then you can see they're pretty much equal in length or height, and it's about, like I say, 7 foot apart, those posts. So not quite a face cord, it's a little bit less. So I don't know why the King hasn't hooked up to the trailer yet. I think he had his truck loaded up with scrap. A guy knows. Oh, he's got it. Took off in his truck somewhere. He knows a guy that does renovations in apartments, and then he takes out all the old washers and dryers, and then lets my brother take them in for the money. So, all right, folks. I think we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everybody who made it to the end. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thanks for the 200 stars. We'll catch you guys on the next one.